Welcome back to Berrigan's Road Nursery, Gold Coast Bonsai. It's Dave here. Today we're repotting this Corky Bark Buxus Hillandii. As you can see, it's quite considerable size. We've got another one here. We can just compare the scale size to. So it might give you an idea how big it is. Get that one out of the way. Yeah, a few reasons why we're repotting this today. We're changing it over from the pre-bonsai soil so we can ramify this further and start to slow down the growth and just ramify, create smaller roots down here in the pot and smaller leaves, smaller branching, just tighter all over. And we did have a look at this tree earlier, and we're going to change the front as well. So we had a good look at this tree, analysed the branching, and we think this will make the best front. So and we'll open up this just a bit here, give this a bit of a trim, just so you can see the trunk line a lot better, and trim this pad down. I might start with just a little bit of a trim. I did for an angle change, I've just propped that up with a block of wood there. So yeah, this was potted with really no front in mind. We've had a good look at this tree. I'll just turn this round slowly, and so we pretty much come up with this as a front. So I've marked it with some yellow tape. I'll move this up a bit higher here because we've got to do an angle change of the pot. So we've actually got to cut through here and change it round. I'll just pan over here. We've already, to save a bit of time, we've set this pot up here, and we've used, I think, 3.5mm wire there, plenty of anchor points, and yeah, I'll just tip this up now because we won't get another chance once we get the plant in there. So we've put plenty of wire in. We may use some of these here. We're definitely going to anchor the plant down really well, but we may use some of these just to tie some of these branches down here. So these are getting quite thick, but we may do that. We'll see how we go. But we had to basically get extra wire in rather than anchor down from the roots here. We don't want to snap these roots, so we'll give it a go and get going. So what I might do is might just give this foliage a bit of a trim here first. And we did analyse this tree quite a bit this morning. But we haven't had it out of its pot or anything. But we do want to open this up just a little bit here. Obviously trimming anything what's hanging down. And foliage pointing upwards. You can see what's going on with the padding here as well. Just give this a quick trim. We mainly wanted to open this up just for that trunk line through there. It's pretty much it's a one-person repot, this one. Yeah, we also noticed the back branch. That's going to be the back branch. In the future, we will consider taking this back branch out. So we're just leaving that up our sleeve. We're not doing any hard cuts at the moment, and we can actually use this one here. I think it is, yeah, as our back branch. So because this that's our front there, because the back branch is currently at the same level as the second branch, so we have got the option to cut that back branch out completely. It is actually hidden obviously at the back, so it is a slight fault with the branch structure. So the first branch is on the right hand side here, the thickest one. First branch, second branch, back branch. We have got that option later on. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to have a look here. So use the sickle. We use this reciprocating tool. Saves a bit of time. These Buxus have got pretty much thousands of fine roots. So I want to rake them out radially, just promote more of an abari, thicken abari. So we'll get those out right down. Just turn that rake over so we don't damage these roots in here. They're the ones we want to keep. We may fast forward this video in certain places, just going through some of the repetitive stages, but we'll leave that up to the cameraman. Camera lady, as the we do use female and male camera persons. But Shani's on the camera today. Okay. We may get these finer weeds out a bit later on. But, you can give this a bit of a brush down. We've got to be careful with this corky bark. It's pretty fragile. It's a main feature of the plant. Give this a bit of a tap in actually. Oh, a tough root there. Yeah. Yep, should stay. Okay, I'm putting this into quite a large pot, but we want to get some of this bottom of the root ball off. Actually, that might sit there quite nice. Yeah, we want to get a lot of these fine roots off. Yeah, we don't, at this stage, we don't want a big thick root ball, too large. We want roots spreading out to create more nabari. So we don't really want to promote too many roots growing down, even though it's fairly advanced, but we want to just stay on top of that. So we've got a rake here somewhere. Oh, we've just been using it. I think we buried it. Yep. So just give this a bit of a test here. Yeah, with this variety of Buxus, you get not that many huge roots. You get lots of small roots, so we can just chip away at these quite easy. We have got power tools, but I don't think we're going to need them. They're coming off quite good. Yeah, there's no Japanese soil in this root ball, so we want to get out a fair bit of this old soil. It's pretty compacted and not very well aerated, so especially up in the center here, we want to do a soil change there. It might have the remnants of the last few pottings, some old soil still left up in there. That's what we want to see. Most of the roots are the same diameter. It's a good sign. but you will get that with this variety. This could go in actually a lot smaller pot, but as you can see the width of the plant, it'll look quite silly in a smaller pot. Root wise it could go in a smaller pot, but okay, so just give this a tidy up. You want nice clean cuts on these roots. You don't want jagged cuts with blunt scissors or anything. Being careful not to knock that fragile corky bark off. We do want to give this an angle change as well, so this is our front. So I did notice the back branch there is it's not at a bad angle, but so I wanted to sort of pot it on a slight angle, so I'll just take some more of the front of the root ball off here. I will sit this in the pot there, just to give you a bit of an idea. Obviously it's way down lower than we'd like. Yeah, the way it was in the other pot, it was actually the length of the pot. It was actually potted like that, or like that. But, so that's our preferred front at the moment, and I think it'll stay like that. We analysed the branches pretty well. We do want a pot. It has got a larger structure this side, so we will, I think once we get it in the pot, we'll pot it a bit more off centre like that. I'll just have a look. I think that's good. We won't go crazy, but just slightly off centre. Yeah, we'll give that a go. So we've set the pot up to save a bit of time with the wiring. I'll just get cleaned up. We'll just get rid of this mess, and I'll just step off camera for a second. Yeah, we'll get the editing team to sort that out. It's a messier than I thought, so all good. Yeah, so we've got an option of putting some drainage in here, a drainage layer, maybe some Japanese pumice at the bottom of the pot. I'll just clean all this out. I'll just have that sitting in there. Don't want this old soil sitting at the bottom of the pot. So we'll give this a bit I've got all the soil set up here, all the Japanese soil we're using today. We can put some Japanese pumice here. It's very good for drainage, and aeration, and it'll never break down. So put a layer in here. Oops. Okay. Yeah, we've got plenty of wire in here. We want to anchor this right down nicely. We may use some of these spare wires here to tie down these branches. So we'll just see what happens. So what we'll do now is we'll put some akadama in, some extra hard akadama. This is the large size, extra hard akadama. We like to use the bigger material at the bottom and work our smaller material up as we go. So the medium grade akadama, roughly pretty much halfway up the pot. This acts as drainage as well. It is extra hard. It'll take years and years and years to break down, as opposed to the hard akadama. They call it hard, but it is a lot softer. You can tell by just trying to break it open. Just do a bit of a test. Once this gets a bit of moisture, it'll still last 3 to 5 years, give or take. This harder akadama lasts probably 2 years longer. So we call it extra hard. It does say on the bag hard, but we call it extra hard. So we'll just give that a test just to see the height. So our marker's there at the front. It does seem like a bit of an overkill with this size root ball, but with the akadama it's going to slow the roots right down. This is I think it's 700 millimeters from end to end. The plant's pretty much the same. So yeah, like I said, we could have put this in a smaller pot, but it'll look like it's the pot's too small straight away. So we'll go with this pot. Yeah, so it's not bad. We want this sitting up nice and proud. It's actually not a bad height there, and do a slight change in angle. So we'll start putting in some medium akadama. At this stage we'll start thinking about some slow release fertilizer. We've got some long-term Osmocote there. So we can put some there under the root ball. And we'll just sit that on there. We always heap up more than what we need, so then we work it in. You want to get rid of all the air gaps. That's come down considerably without too much effort. Yep, pretty happy with that. So we've got a layer of pumice on the bottom, some large Akadama, and then some smaller Akadama medium grade. We can put some larger Akadama in here as well. We can use some of the not so hard Akadama here, a little slightly softer. We can actually use a blend as well, so we can put some in here. We had quite a few questions on using the different Akadamas, so we'll try and explain it as we go in these videos. So we can do a blend. We can use some of the extra hard in here, extra hard Akadama, and do maybe a 50-50 blend. We still want the roots to have vigour, so we want them to grow fast as well, but we're slowing them down with the Akadama, but it's sort of 50-50 blend, slower and a little bit faster with what we're using there. These are only small scoops, so you can use the larger scoops just to put a few layers in here. Adding some more slow release fertilizer as we go. We have also this other slow release fertilizer which lasts about 6 months. So that'll give it some initial fertilizer. And the Osmocote from Europe, this is a special growers one. It lasts a year to a year and a half. It's for commercial growers. So, yep. At this stage we'll add some Kiryu, Japanese Kiryu. It's sort of like a sandy soil, but it's not hard like sand. Very good product from Japan. we've got all these Japanese ingredients here on hand. Because we do that much repotting here on the Gold Coast, we actually we've got pallet loads of it. So customers come in, and we might turn the camera around a bit later and show you what we've got there for sale. So we use all these products that we sell, and yeah, that's getting there. Now we'll think about wiring this in now. We've got this. We'll do a bit of chopsticking just to get rid of the air pockets. We've got these aluminium chopsticks. Actually, they're actually 1970s drumsticks. They're hard hitters, but they're very good for this application. Working through the root ball, and closing up all those air pockets. You don't want to pound the akadama. You don't want to make the granules any smaller. You just want to gently feed it through, and you can start under the root system and just pack it under the roots. Yeah, it's going in there. There's some air pockets in there. And you can turn these sticks around as well. We set up a turntable here today, makes it a bit easier. We struggled on some of our previous videos without setting up a turntable. Okay, that's the major chopsticking done. Yeah, so we may use some of these extra wires as tie down points for the branches. So we'll just think about that. Where we are right now, we may tie this down, so we'll leave that one there. This first branch is very substantial, so we may get a little bit of movement down, so we can probably leave that one there, or this one here, coming pretty much from the same place. So we could leave one of those. So we could use, say, half. Use, say, one there. Even this one here. So we could, say, leave those three, just in case we need them. Now these ones at the front, we use this to anchor the plant in. So 3 of those is plenty. And we'll leave these 2 just in case we need to tie this down. So okay, so there's our front. We don't really want to go over these large roots, especially being that they've got the corky bark on them. So a good idea is just work out where you're going. You can go under these. It'll be oh yeah, we got through there pretty good. You don't want to knock this bark off. There's a piece I just knocked off. We don't want to do that. So we've avoided going over any roots there. So there's one. It is a good idea to tie your wires at the back. It is a lot tidier, so you can start from the front and feed them back. So any wiring, if it's visual, it's not untidy. So yeah, we'll try and upload 1 to 2 videos every week. We had a bit of dental surgery done, so a couple of weeks we didn't put any videos on actually. But, our followers were hanging out for a few new videos. Okay, so we got three lots of anchor points there in. That is plenty. It is 3mm or 3.5mm wire, so that's going to be plenty to anchor that in. And we have got these ones here, like we said, we could have anchored further, but we sort of had in mind to leave some extra wires so we can tie these branches down on different angles. So that might work out well. We've got 3 there and 2 on that side. Yep, that should work quite well. So cut this excess wire off so we don't poke ourselves in the eye. Get this out of the way. Yeah, so we're using aluminium wire here today, so it does snap off quite easy, even though we used thick wire. So good idea is to I'll try and get my hands out of the way, to pull and twist. If you spin it round a few times, it'll snap straight off. So you got to once you can't pull anymore, don't turn too much. Gone to a bit of trouble to tie this in. Don't want those wires snapping. Okay, that's those. Cut these off so when you're feeling around in the pot refertilising, you don't want to cut your hand. So get those out. Okay, so we're just gonna leave these wires here. Cat's hungry. It's Rusty, our nursery cat. He's on. He's got his own following on Facebook, I think. So yeah, so we got the option of putting another anchor here somewhere. But we're just looking here now. We can use this one here to tie these branches down. So we might just leave it for that, and we've got one at the back there. We can tie this back branch down as well, so that's pretty handy. So some people might have thought it was a bit of an overkill, all that wire to start with, but we could always, if we didn't want to tie these down, we can just cut it off, so, and reuse it to tie branches. So it's all good. Now I'll get back to. We've pretty much obviously got this plant where we want it, so we're quite happy with that. We're all anchored in, fertilised. We'll top up this here with some more akadama. So, yep. And start with some more smaller grade, the medium around here. And we're going to leave room at the top for some top dress. I'll make that up in a minute. So that's the medium, extra hard akadama there going on. Just organise all this mix here. There's a fair bit in here. We want to leave the outside rim here to collect the water, so it's actually pretty good height. You can use a brush at this stage. Just to get that mix where you want it. These are going to be a bit of a pain, these wires at the moment. They may come in very handy soon. We want to tie these down. What we'll do, we'll top dress this here. We can put a little bit on now, but we normally put that on after we take this out the back and water it in. We like to fully submerge our plants because all these ingredients are really dry straight out of the bag. We like to dunk them under the water for about 15-20 minutes. This will fit in our large dunker. So what we'll do is I'll get some top dress ready. So we'll use these wires later. So I'll show you how to make this up. What we use is extra hard akadama. This is the fine size. So small. It's 1 to 3 mil. So we'll do this. You can do this about roughly 1 scoop for 1 scoop, 50-50, with a growing media. So I think I'll put about 3 or 4 scoops. So So you can make that up to what you feel happy with. That's pretty good. That's pretty much 50-50. The reason we put this on is so if you want to moss this plant up for a show, the moss won't stick to these larger grains, so it'll need something fine to stick to. Plus, it's really good for the feeder roots. Promotes the feeder roots to promote the nabari. Yeah, as you can see here, you've got these feeder roots and these other roots here exposed. You can give these a light trim. There's a couple there just poking out, but these smaller roots will all thicken up, and that'll create, it's part of the nabari. So having this finer mixture on the top is a good idea. Roots are trimmed, the one's poking out. So what we'll do, we might just break with this video, and we'll go out and water this in, and yeah, we don't want it drying out, so we'll water this in, and we may come back and show you the final result. Thank you.
Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date for our next upload.